The phone slammed down with a force that echoed through the sprawling Manhattan penthouse, shattering the fragile silence of the morning. Knox Thompson, the billionaire tech mogul whose empire spanned continents, stared at the latest Nanny's resignation email on his screen. His jaw clenched in frustration as the triplet screams pierced the air from the nursery down the hall. In that moment, he realized his carefully constructed life was crumbling. Not from boardroom battles, but from the chaos of fatherhood he never anticipated after his wife's tragic death 2 years ago. Desperation clawed at him as he paced the floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Central Park, the city buzzing indifferently below. Another agency, another failure. No one could handle his 3-year-old triplets, Elias, Mia, and Theo, who seemed to thrive on turning every day into a battlefield. Knox had built his fortune on precision and control, but these kids defied every strategy, leaving a trail of exhausted caregivers in their wake. He needed someone unbreakable, someone who wouldn't crack under the pressure. Little did he know the answer was about to walk through his door in the form of Jamie Rivera, a man whose own battles had forged him into exactly that. Jamie adjusted his tie in the elevator mirror, his heart pounding not from nerves about the job, but from the weight of starting over yet again. At 32, he'd left behind a toxic family in rural Ohio that had disowned him for being gay, chasing dreams in New York where acceptance was supposed to be the norm. But the city had its own cruelties: failed relationships, job instability, and the constant undercurrent of societal judgment that made him question every step. Nannying wasn't his first choice. He trained as a child psychologist, but bills didn't care about degrees. This gig with Knox Thompson, whispered about in agency circles as a career killer, was his last shot at stability. He clutched the tin of homemade chocolate chip cookies, a peace offering he'd baked the night before, hoping it would soften the infamous billionaire's edge. The interview started disastrously. Knox opened the door mid-argument with Elias, who was hurling toys across the marble foyer, while Mia and Theo wailed in tandem from their playpen. "You're late," Knox barked, his sharp blue eyes scanning Jamie with skepticism. Jamie smiled calmly, kneeling to Elias's level. "Hey buddy, those blocks look fun. Want to build a tower instead of launching missiles?" To Knox's astonishment, Elias paused, intrigued, and within minutes, the room quieted as Jamie engaged all three with a simple game. Knox watched, arms crossed, his initial irritation giving way to reluctant curiosity. By the end of the hour, Jamie had the kids giggling over cookie crumbs, and Knox found himself extending an offer on the spot, trial basis, of course. But acceptance came with strings. Knox's world was one of appearances. Board meetings with conservative investors, family gatherings with his judgmental parents who still mourned his perfect heterosexual marriage, and a media spotlight that dissected every personal detail. Hiring a gay nanny? It was a risk, one that prickled at his own buried secrets. Knox had always suppressed the attractions he'd felt in college, burying them under ambition and a convenient union. Now, Jamie's easy confidence stirred something uncomfortable, a mirror to the life Knox had denied himself. As Jamie moved into the guest suite that evening, unpacking his few belongings, he overheard Knox on the phone with his mother. "He's qualified, Mom. That's all that matters." The lie hung heavy, foreshadowing the storms ahead. Jamie's first week was a whirlwind of adaptation. The triplets tested him relentlessly. Spilled milk turned into floods, nap times into negotiations, and bedtime stories into epic debates. But Jamie's patience, honed from years of navigating his own identity crises, shone through. He introduced routines laced with empathy. Sensory play for Theo's tantrums, art therapy for Mia's shyness, and structured adventures for Elias's boundless energy. Knox observed from afar, buried in work calls, but glimpses of Jamie's methods chipped at his defenses. One evening, returning late from a merger negotiation, Knox found Jamie in the kitchen, flour-dusted and laughing as the kids helped bake muffins. "You don't have to do this," Knox said gruffly, but Jamie's reply, "It's not about have to, it's about want to," lingered, planting seeds of doubt in Knox's rigid worldview. Tensions simmered beneath the surface. Knox's sister, Claire, dropped by unannounced, her eyes narrowing at Jamie's rainbow keychain dangling from his bag. Is he? You know? She whispered to Knox later, her tone laced with disapproval. Knox brushed it off, but the comment festered, echoing his parents' expectations of legacy and normalcy. Jamie, sensing the undercurrents, focused on the kids, but late-night conversations with Knox over coffee revealed cracks. My family thinks being gay is a choice, Jamie confessed one night, stirring his mug. Knox tensed, his own unspoken truths bubbling up. And what if it is? He countered, the words sharper than intended. The exchange ended awkwardly, but it marked the first fracture in their fragile alliance. As days blurred into weeks, Jamie's impact became undeniable. The triplets thrived, their chaos channeling into creativity. Knox's home, once a sterile showcase, warmed with finger paint masterpieces on the fridge and echoes of laughter. But success bred envy. A rival executive, sniffing weakness, leaked rumors to the press. Thompson's soft spot. Gay nanny raises eyebrows in Billionaire's household. Knox's phone exploded with calls, his investors questioning his judgment. In a fit of panic, he confronted Jamie. This is damaging my reputation. Maybe this isn't working. Jamie's face fell, but he stood firm. The kids need stability, not your image. The standoff ended with Knox backing down, but the seed of betrayal was sown, hinting at deeper conflicts to come. The article hit like a grenade, splintering the tentative peace in the penthouse. Knox stared at his laptop screen, the headline screaming accusations of impropriety, twisting Jamie's role into something scandalous. His board demanded a statement. His parents called an outrage, demanding he fire that man to protect the family name. Jamie, oblivious at first, felt the shift when Knox avoided eye contact during breakfast, his usual gruff thanks replaced by curt nods. Jamie threw himself into the routine, but doubts crept in. Was he just a convenient scapegoat? That afternoon, while pushing the triplets in their stroller through Central Park, he overheard whispers from other nannies. That's the one from the news. Poor guy won't last. The words stung, reminding him of high school taunts and his father's ultimatum, choose right or leave. Back home, he confronted Knox in the study. If you want me gone, say it. But don't let gossip dictate what's best for your kids. Knox rubbed his temples, exhaustion etching lines on his face. It's not that simple. My life's under a microscope. The conversation unraveled layers. Knox admitted his marriage had been a facade, a shield against questions he'd never answered. I thought kids would fix it, he muttered, staring at the floor. Jamie listened, his own heart aching with empathy. Hiding hurts more than facing it, he said softly. For the first time, Knox didn't argue, and as Jamie left the room, a spark of connection ignited. Dangerous, unspoken, but real. Weeks passed, the scandal fading as Jamie's magic with the triplets became evident. Elias's speech delays improved under Jamie's patient coaching. Mia blossomed in dance classes Jamie suggested. Theo's night terrors eased with bedtime rituals. Knox found excuses to join them. Family dinners turning into shared stories, laughter filling voids. But attraction simmered, innocent touches lingering too long, eyes meeting across rooms. One rainy evening, after tucking the kids in, they shared wine on the balcony. You've changed everything, Knox confessed, his voice low. Jamie's pulse quickened. For the better? Knox's nod felt like a promise, but reality intruded when Claire arrived the next day, armed with ultimatums. Claire cornered Knox in the kitchen, her voice a hiss. Mom and Dad are threatening to cut ties if you keep him. Think about the inheritance, the business. Knox wavered, his loyalty torn between family legacy and the life emerging before him. Jamie overheard, the betrayal slicing deep. He packed a bag that night, leaving a note. I won't be your secret shame. But as he reached the door, Knox stopped him. Don't go, please. The plea hung in the air, forcing Knox to confront his fears. They talked until dawn, Knox admitting his growing feelings, Jamie revealing his own vulnerabilities. It was a turning point, but one fraught with risks. Society's gaze intensified, At a charity gala, Knox introduced Jamie as the miracle worker, but whispers followed. Is Thompson going soft? Or something else? Jamie felt exposed, his identity weaponized. Back home, he questioned the budding romance. What if this costs you everything? Knox's response, you're worth it, sealed their pact, but doubts lingered. The triplets sensed the shift, clinging to Jamie more fiercely, their innocence a stark contrast to the adult turmoil. A family dinner amplified the divide. Knox's parents, Evelyn and Harold, arrived uninvited, their disapproval palpable. Evelyn eyed Jamie coldly. We expected better for our grandchildren. Harold grilled Knox. This lifestyle choice, is it influencing you? The accusation hung heavy, Knox defending Jamie vehemently for the first time. He's family now. The words escaped before he could retract them, shocking everyone. Evelyn stormed out, vowing to contest custody if needed. Jamie, witnessing the fallout, felt guilt's weight. I didn't mean to cause this. Knox pulled him close. You didn't. They did. The rift deepened Knox's internal struggle. Nights brought sleepless reflection. Was pursuing Jamie a selfish betrayal of his children's stability, or the key to authentic living? Jamie grappled too, his past rejections resurfacing. A call from his estranged brother, mocking his fairy tale job, reinforced insecurities. Yet, in quiet moments, their connection grew. Shared walks, vulnerable confessions, a kiss stolen in the shadows. But paradise cracked when a business rival, sensing vulnerability, dug deeper, uncovering Knox's college indiscretions and threatening exposure. The ultimatum arrived via email. Drop a lucrative deal or face public outing. Knox agonized, the decision pitting career against heart. He confided in Jamie, who urged honesty. Face it head-on. But fear won momentarily. Knox considered compliance. Jamie, sensing hesitation, felt the sting of potential abandonment. If you hide us, you hide yourself. The argument escalated, words like weapons, ending in Jamie's tearful retreat. Knox chased after, but the damage was done, setting the stage for greater reckonings. Dawn broke over the city as Knox sat alone in his office, the email's threat glowing on the screen like a noose. He'd spent the night replaying the fight with Jamie, his words echoing, I won't be your dirty secret. The triplets' laughter from the nursery pulled him back, a reminder of stakes beyond business. He deleted the email, choosing defiance, but the cost loomed, potential ruin, family estrangement, societal scorn. Jamie emerged, eyes red-rimmed, offering coffee as a truce. We need to talk, Knox said, and in that conversation, they laid bare their fears, forging a fragile bond amid the debris. But external pressures mounted. Evelyn orchestrated an intervention, arriving with lawyers and a suitable female nanny candidate. This is for the children's sake, she insisted, her eyes avoiding Jamie. Knox exploded. No more interference. The scene devolved into chaos, triplets crying as accusations flew. Jamie stepped in, calming the kids, his poise underscoring Knox's turmoil. Evelyn's parting shot, you'll regret this, lingered, but Knox's stand marked a shift, his defense of Jamie a declaration. As weeks unfolded, their relationship deepened in stolen moments. A weekend getaway to the Hamptons, disguised as a family trip, allowed breaths of freedom. Walking the beach with the triplets building sandcastles, Knox took Jamie's hand. I want this, us. Jamie smiled, but worry creased his brow. What about the world? Back in the city, reality bit. Paparazzi snapped photos at a park outing, fueling tabloid frenzy. Billionaire's gay affair? Nanny or lover? Investors pulled back, stocks dipped, and Knox's board scheduled an emergency meeting. The meeting was a battlefield. Colleagues questioned his focus, citing personal distractions. Knox defended fiercely, my private life is mine, but whispers of resignation circulated, forcing him to weigh sacrifices. Jamie, feeling responsible, offered to leave. I can't watch you lose everything. Knox refused, but the strain showed. Sleepless nights shortened tempers. The triplets picked up on it, their behaviors regressing, testing boundaries anew. A pivotal betrayal came from within. Claire, torn between loyalty and ambition, leaked details to the rival, hoping to save Knox from himself. The exposure hit. Articles detailing Knox's past flings, painting him as unstable. The board demanded his step down. Devastated, Knox confronted Claire. "How could you?" Her tears fell. "I thought I was helping." The family fracture widened, Evelyn disowning him via letter. Jamie stood by, his support unwavering, but the toll mounted. His own job prospects tainted by association. In the aftermath, Jamie's past resurfaced. His ex, Mark, appeared, claiming reconciliation, but motives revealed. Blackmail for hush money. "Tell the world about us or pay." Jamie confided in Knox, who handled it discreetly, but the incident highlighted vulnerabilities. Their love, once a sanctuary, now felt besieged. A heated argument ensued. Knox accused Jamie of naivety. Jamie countered with Knox's indecision. Commit or let go. Reconciliation came in vulnerability. Knox admitting his terror of loss, Jamie sharing his abandonment fears. Society's judgment peaked at a fundraiser. Donors snubbed Knox, whispers audible. Jamie, by his side, faced slurs. Gold digger. Strengthened by adversity, Knox addressed the crowd impromptu. "Love isn't a liability." The speech went viral, polarizing opinions. Support from progressives, backlash from conservatives. Business suffered, but allies emerged, offering partnerships. Internally, moral del M0us. Was pursuing romance ethical, given Jamie's role? Knox offered Jamie independence, a trust fund, but Jamie refused. "I want equality, not charity." The decision to redefine boundaries tested them, but growth followed. The triplets, thriving again, became their anchor, innocent questions probing. Is Jamie our daddy too? The query forced reflection on family definitions. As high tide approached, a custody threat from Evelyn materialized, citing unstable environment. Lawyers prepped, the battle looming. Knox and Jamie united, but sacrifices loomed, perhaps relocating, downsizing. The price of authenticity weighed heavy, each choice a double-edged sword. The courtroom loomed like a coliseum, where hearts would be dissected under legal scrutiny. Evelyn's petition for grandparental rights painted Knox as unfit, citing his lifestyle shift as endangerment. Jamie sat in the gallery, his presence a silent vow, as witnesses testified. Former nannies on the chaos, experts on child welfare. Knox's lawyer countered with evidence of stability under Jamie's care, but Evelyn's tears swayed sympathies. "I just want what's best," she sobbed, her performance masking deeper prejudices. Knox took the stand, voice steady. "My children are happy. That's what matters." But cross-examination unearthed vulnerabilities, stock dips, public scandals. Jamie's testimony turned tides. "Love isn't instability. Neglect is." His words resonated, but the judge's furrowed brow hinted at bias. Outside, media swarmed, turning personal pain public. Jamie shielded the triplets from flashes, his resolve steeling. Post-hearing, fractures deepened. Claire apologized tearfully, admitting regret. "I was wrong." Reconciliation tentative, but trust scarred. Knox pondered settlements, shared visits to appease, but Jamie urged fight. Giving invalidates their hate. The dilemma tore at Knox. Family ties versus justice. Nights brought confessions. Knox's guilt over his late wife's memory. Jamie's fear of being the homewrecker. A twist emerged. Leaked emails revealed Evelyn's collusion with the rival executive, motivated by inheritance greed. Armed with proof, Knox confronted her privately. "This ends now." Shaken, Evelyn withdrew the petition, but the victory felt Pyrrhic. Bonds irreparably damaged. "You're no son of mine," she spat, the words a final cut. Rebuilding commenced amid ruins. Business rebounded with progressive investors, but Knox downsized, prioritizing family. Jamie quit nannying, pursuing psychology again, their roles equalizing. Romance flourished openly. Dinners out, hand-holding in parks, but shadows lingered. A homophobic incident at Theo's preschool, bullying over two daddies, ignited fury. Jamie handled it diplomatically, but internally raged, questioning if exposure harmed the kids. Moral quandris intensified. Was their love selfish, endangering innocence? Knox considered suppression for stability, but Jamie's plea, teach them pride, prevailed. Betrayals echoed. Mark's return, demanding more, forced legal action. Jamie's brother called, offering olive branch, but conditions attached, tone it down. Rejection followed, solidifying Jamie's chosen family. High drama peaked when the rival escalated. A DDoS attack on Knox's company, traced back. Retaliation tempted, but Knox chose ethics, reporting to authorities. The decision cost contracts, but integrity won respect. Jamie admired, but worried. At what price? Their bond tested. A near breakup loomed during a heated debate. I can't keep paying for your past, Jamie said. Knox's response, then help build our future. Mended, but scars remained. Awakenings dawned. Knox came out publicly in an op-ed, detailing his journey. Responses flooded. Hate mail mixed with support letters. The triplets, adapting, drew family portraits with two dads. Society's mirror reflected progress and pitfalls, each step a trade-off. With the dust settling, life in the penthouse transformed into a new normal. Quieter, more intentional. Knox delegated business, carving time for school runs and date nights. Jamie's practice flourished, specializing in LGBTQ plus youth, his experiences fueling empathy. The triplets, now 4, navigated questions with innocence. Why do some people stare? Explanations fostered resilience, but parental hearts ached at lost naivety. Lingering conflicts surfaced. Claire's slow reintegration brought awkward dinners, her apologies evolving into acceptance. Evelyn remained distant. A void Knox mourned but refused to chase. Jamie's family outreach faltered. A holiday card returned unopened reinforced boundaries. Their romance, once clandestine, now public, invited scrutiny. Interview requests, fan mail, but also threats. Security tightened. A grim reminder of costs. Pivotal choice arose, marriage. Knox proposed on a quiet evening, ring in hand. Let's make it official. Jamie hesitated, mind flashing to sacrifices. Is this right with everything? Acceptance came, but planning amplified divides. Venue boycotts from conservative vendors, media frenzy. The wedding, intimate yet symbolic, became a statement, attended by allies and streamed for visibility. Post-vows, challenges persisted. A business downturn forced layoffs, guilt weighing on Knox. Jamie supported, but tensions flared over finances. We chose this path, Jamie reminded. Growth followed, their union a beacon for others, mentoring closeted executives, advocating for rights. But personal tolls mounted. Theo's therapy for anxiety, Mia's defiance mirroring past chaos. In reflection, Knox pondered paths not taken, conformity's ease versus authenticity's fire. Jamie echoed, their decisions a tapestry of regret and triumph. The triplets thrived, their laughter the ultimate vindication, but questions lingered. Had they paid too dearly? Was sacrificing family legacy and societal standing for personal truth ultimately the right choice, or a selfish indulgence that burdened the innocent?